What's up, people? We're about to start the live soon. Be ready.
Just because I'm not posting about it doesn't mean I'm not working. Not all hustle is loud. I just like to move in silence and make moves in private. I don't need no validation from the internet, and I don't need no pats on the back. I'm not doing it for nobody except for my family and my future. That's all.
People keep saying, so Cal, how do I join the membership? So here's how you join. There's two places. See, this is join next to subscribe, or right underneath that, that's how you join. What are the memberships? Well, we got the first one, loyalty, $4.99. Cheap as hell, guys. I don't see why everybody's not $4.99. All that is a loyalty badge and custom emojis one. I'm on my live stream. That is it. The second one is VIP, which means you get the new videos before the public gets to see it. And members only poll. That's VIP access. The next one, business entry level, which is really, really important. Member only videos that will not go public. Like when I did the video on rebuilding my engine, the parts I used, what it cost, what I did, all the details. I'm going to make it a members only video, which will be right here in the business entry level. On top of that, I'll be doing a lot of business videos to help you out, structure business, start a business, everything dealing trucking and business and stuff like that will be right here on business level. So it's not that much. The next one and the last one, people say, so Cal, how can I get into your mentorship program? So guess what? The last one is the mentorship program. So that's how you got to do it. There's your answers, guys. Now let's start up this live feed and let's get it going. Remember then, hit the like button, show attendance on my live streams. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. Let's get it, people. Start this live up. Let's go.
What up, people? It's early in the morning in Cali, man. I got woken up. And so here I am. But I need to do this thing early anyway. My dad had to call 911 on my mom. And she's not responding. And so then the hospital called me late last night saying they might have to put a tube down her throat for breathing. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to do this live feed and then I'm running to the hospital. So this should be a short live feed, but I got to get this stuff out. But yeah, so that's why we're doing this live early. What up, Marty? What up, Quick? What up, Live on 18 Wheels? What up, Capital T? How you doing? What up, Dad Makes Daughters Breaks? What up, G80? Appreciate you in the building. FJ, one of my mentees in the building. What up, what up? Appreciate that, guys. So, yeah, so we're going to get to this, man. If you guys seen the thumbnail, you guys seen the title, do me a favor. Oh, another one of my guys up in the building. The Super, what up? And let me tell you guys something, like, did you guys Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? You guys see that video where my mentee has been my mentee for like 7, 8 years? Um, it takes time, right? It takes time. Trucking changes all the time. A lot of things goes on all the time. A couple guys, they joined and then in 1 month, they're gone. It's like things take time, man. Things take time. But appreciate that, FJ. Yeah, I'm not telling you guys that, man, to feel sorry for me, but I do appreciate it, man. What up, FJ? But but yeah. Decent ain't worth it, but if you're making money, the tax what matters. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. I'm gonna show you guys something. And I mean anybody wants to hit the link you can. But check this out. Check this out. Me and Chase and Andrew Jackson and a lot of other people, man, we tell you guys, man, don't get in no high payments, in 2025, Um, a lot of things. Why am I saying leasing? Is because leasing to me has the highest payments, right? Leasing with me, most of them, not all, most of them control your money, right? So I did what anybody else would do. I asked Chat GPT when trucking is not worth it. Now, what do you think Chat GPT said? Do you think Chat GPT said, "Hey, SoCal"? By the way, this chat thing is funny. It calls me big bro and everything else, man. It's pretty funny. What up, Mary Reacts? How you doing? Leasing helps me buy my truck. You have to use it to get what you want. I understand. Now, realize one thing, right? There's a gazillion leases. There's, um, different people, different strokes for different folks, right? But the facts are the facts of what it says. One time I Googled it, it said 95% of you guys are gonna fail on the lease. You're not gonna finish all the way through it. 5% will, right? I know people that has finished it, and I know people who went through the struggle trying to finish it, right? The reality is when you have a paid off truck is when you see the most return in your business. And that's a fact. It's not my opinion. None of that's a fact. I get on here. I'm trying to help you guys the best way I can before 2026 to explain to you guys that don't get in these crazy ass high ass payments, right? When you Googled it, Google told you guys, man, stay away, right? Then I was like, you know what? Because I pay for Chat GPT, you know what I mean? So um so I asked it, when is trucking not worth it? What do you guys think the Chat GPT told me? What do you put in the comments? Put a Lone Star, another one of my members up in the building. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. What do you think? What do you think Chat GPT told me? Do you think it told me, so Cal, if you buy a cash truck with all the maintenance and which is not a lot of maintenance, guys. Like, let's just be honest. Now, if you haven't learned nothing in trucking but, put the key in the ignition, start it up, and hold on to the steering wheel, if that's all you know about trucking, then yeah, they're gonna get you at the shops. Your truck's gonna be in the shop a lot. Like, yeah, you're gonna have a problem with any truck, even a lease truck with a warranty, right? The whole idea for you to get into business, right? To be in business is learn the business and get into business. That's in any business. McDonald's. Let's use McDonald's. Do you think if you don't know the recipe how to make a Big Mac, what comes on it and everything else, and how they toast the buns and all that shit, do you really think they're gonna let you buy McDonald's and you run the McDonald's and stuff like that? No. Do you think that if you want to open up and run a bank and you don't know how to count money, do you think they're gonna let you open up a bank and run a bank when you don't even know how to count money? No. Do you think they'll let you people let you get into a trucking business when you don't know the business? Absolutely. We're the only business that does this. We got some more of my members up in the building. What up, Kevo? What's good, SoCal? If you have title in hand, you'll make more. Absolutely. So seriously, guys, don't sit back and look at something's my opinion or whatever, right? Seriously, sit back and just think about it. Think about it yourself. What businesses can you not learn nothing? Go buy a semi truck and go get into business. Here's the craziest shit, right? This is the part that blows my mind. Truck drivers, the only ones I know that want to get into business, don't want to know nothing, don't want to learn nothing. Hey, I just want to buy a truck. That's gonna save me. I'm gonna make all this extra money. I don't need to learn shit. I just gotta just buy this truck. Like there's so much to learn about the business. It's just crazy. Another one of my members up in the building says, "What's up, everyone?" So what do you think Chat GPT told me? When is trucking not worth it? Did it say, SoCal, look, it's not worth it when, in today's market because of this and this and this, right? Me and Chasen, we showed you guys when we were playing a video, when we were reacting to, tell us his name? Romaine. When we were reacting to Romaine's video with the party hard thing, they told the rates back in 2019. They told the rates. The rates are the same back before the CV19 thing is there today. Same rates. And back then they were happy as hell. But you guys complain about the rates. Some of you guys don't know no better. So tell me, guys, what do you think I'm going to show you guys. What do you guys think Chat GPT said? When is trucking not worth it? Put it in the comment section. The rates are lower right now. They're really not, really. Actually, when we were looking at that video, they were getting $2.09. Now, just like any low board shit, you can find low rates and different kind of stuff. She lost a load due to a trailer smell. You lost a load for a trailer smell. FJ, why would you have a trailer smelling? All right, here we go. Here it goes. This was going to be a pre-recorded video. That's why it stalled out, but so when is it not worth it? Look at the red right here. See this? When is it not worth it? It's not worth it when you have to get a brand new truck with huge monthly notes. Leasing on without understanding the numbers. Isn't that a lot of people's problems? Depending, here's a big one for you folks, depending 100% on the load board. No cash reserves. Thinking I'll work harder to fix low rates. Crazy thing is, why is it that GPT is smarter than a lot of guys out there? So just look at this. The people look, I gotta have a new truck. Well, according to Google, you shouldn't be leasing. Now, you want to lease, you lease, right? I'm going to just put the information out there. But when I do this, don't sit back and complain if you fail, because the information is going to be out here. But Chat GPT says, hell no on the new trucks with the huge monthly notes. Hell no on 100% low board. So, Cal, you don't understand. I do understand. Build relationships with some brokers if you have to. When you haul some freight, I realize the broker has you guys sign a non-compete or some stuff like that, but if you do really good, man, these guys, they'll use you over the brokers. My guy Oscar was just at my house. We just did an interview, right? He's got a couple of trucks and he's got direct customers. He's one of my mentees. But you guys say you can't get no direct customer freight unless you got so many trucks. But he's doing it. Crazy. So, what else? What else you think GP's? I mean, do you guys agree with this so far? If you agree, put a 1. But if you don't agree, put a 2. Let me see where we're at. GP says right now, today in 2025, going in 2026, you should not have when trucking is not worth it is when you have to have a brand new truck, when you're leasing on without understanding your numbers, which is a big deal right there. How many people know lease on to other companies? Oh man, they screwed me. They did this. I didn't know this. They didn't tell me this. You got to know your numbers. What about the people? GPT says depending 100% on load board. Now, you can do 100% of the load board, but GPT says trucking ain't worth it if you rely 100% on it. So if you're one of these guys that's doing 100% of the load board and you're complaining about the rates, whose fault is that? No cash reserve. Isn't that what we hear all the time? Oh, I'm gonna go lease a truck, man, because it's 0 down payment. Well, sometimes when things are 0 down payment, that means it's gonna get you some results, right? It's like someone can go to you guys right now and approve all you guys for a house loan right now. Hey guys, you guys are approved. $500 to move in the house right now. Just sign your name. And you're like, oh hell yeah, man. You sign your name on a house, and your house payment is $5,000 a month, right? SoCal is 0 down, yeah, but it's $5,000 a month. I mean, some people can afford it, but the average guy's not going to afford it. You know what I mean? So there's some houses I remember before, I think before the first crash in 2008 or whatever, and I was approved on a house, and it was called Cooperstown or something like that. Is the neighborhood? That's what it's called. And it was all I had to do was sign my name, 0 down. The closing costs, all that shit was gonna get rolled into the house, and I didn't want to do it because I was explaining to him that I knew the house market was gonna crash, and nobody there understood that. And then what happened? The house market crashed. Like it was crazy. So let's move. Let's check it out. Right there. The last. Oops. Hang on. There's one little piece I wanted. I'm trying to be. Damn it. Hang on. Let me let it play. Again, I set this up because it's going to be a recorded video and I decided to go live on it. So I got to let it play to the end because I want you to show what it says at the end. Let me speed it up. Right here. Hard work does not beat bad math. Hard work does not meet bad math. So this is what GP's saying. When is trucking not worth it? Right here. Hard work does not beat bad math. I had a root canal, guys, so I'm all screwed up in my mouth, so I apologize, but trying to talk good. But yeah, man, so that's what it says, man. That's what it says. This ain't my opinion. I show you guys over and over and over again that hey, maybe you guys need to get these crazy ass fucking high ass payments, right? And this goes for if you want to go to the dealership and you want to buy a brand new truck in your name. Let's see what you guys are saying. What up, JF Trucker? $500 moves you in the house. Sounds like a setup. I've saved money for 2 years and purchased a 2003 Columbia 12-liter Detroit and a Super 10 with. Hey, congratulations, man. That's what it's all about. Real estate's weird though. Whenever you're buying them, it's what? It's horses because internet rates low. What up, Judge Jaquan? As getting customer freight is a pipe dream for truckers out here. Without the low board, there wouldn't be any trucks on the road. It's not saying don't use the load board, right? So let me explain in detail what I'm talking about, Jaquan. And it's not just a pipe dream, right? Because even my dude Big Cat Trucker, um, he uses he has lanes that he uses all the time, right? He lives in Texas. Um, but all I'm saying is this: when you use the load board, right, they control your revenue. The load board controls if you're going to succeed or if you're going to go out of business. It does. What if everybody on the load board went down to 80 cents a mile? Some of you guys would be okay, but some won't, right? It's not saying don't do the load board. It says don't rely 100% on it. And it's only saying that for one reason. Because the load board will control your money, man. It controls your success. You know, if anything, guys, build a relationship with a broker. You know what I'm saying? There's brokers that got loads all over the place. You know, call up the broker, be cool with the broker, get a load, and ask the broker, say, hey, I like to call you a lot, man. If you don't mind, what kind of loads do you have or whatever, right? Talk to the broker. You never know. Get three good since if you're OTR, get three good brokers you like to use. Not their companies, not Robinson or whatever, but the agent for the broker is what I'm talking about. You build a relationship with. You'll notice that agent when they find out the runs you like to run, the lanes you like to do, and all that stuff, they'll call you. Hey, I got these loads. They won't even hit the load board yet. You know what I mean? When you talk to a broker, and if they get you for a little less than what you want, you tell the broker this: hey, Mister Agent of the broker, I'll go ahead and do it for the $1,500, but it's normally my rate's a little bit more, but I want to start building a relationship with you guys, and start using you guys more, and I want you guys to start using me more, right? You got to be the salesperson of your business. You just can't call and say, hey, yeah, what's your MC number? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Here's what it is. It's whatever. Okay. You got a list for 1,000. Can you do 1,200? No. That's all we got in it. Okay, I'll take it. Boom, and you get out the phone. You're not gonna build no relationships that way. You're not gonna build relationships that way. In regards to these drivers, why aren't anyone saying anything about wire fraud and tax evasion? Because that's over a lot of people's heads. I'll tell you what's going worse right now than wire fraud and tax evasion, if you really want to know, Jay Kinney. The biggest thing that's going on right now, which I vaguely spoke on, is a lot of people are stealing loads. That's the broker's biggest fear right now, is stealing loads getting stolen. It's huge right now. It's way big right now. It's crazy right now. The more people buying homes, the more it's not a buyer's market. Our plan is get enough money in savings for a maintenance fund, our own truck financed or cash out, then stay signed up with the carrier until we get our own trailer. As someone who's leased a truck through SFI. I just can't recommend leasing anymore. It's too much stress, for real, for real. I appreciate that, FJ. Yeah, G80. Like, I mean, and that's all we're saying, right? Stress kills, right? So, am I saying that if you guys go lease a truck, you won't make it? No, I'm not betting against you guys. I'm always going to bet for you guys. I'm not here to bet against you. All I'm doing is sharing information of what's already out there. Google says, not SoCal, Google says 95% of the lease drivers are not going to make it to the end of the contract. They're going to fail. Chat GPT says, when is it not worth getting in the trucking is brand new trucks, leasing on. I mean, everything you see right here. You know? So think about it like this, guys. I come to you and I got $100,000 cash. I lay it on the table. You say, damn, SoCal. Man, I sure would like that $100,000. And I say, okay. I sit on the table. How much of that $100,000 do you want to take home with you? How much of that do you want to take home with you? Hey, SoCal, I know you put the $100,000 on the table, but shoot, 20 is good for me. Put a one in the chat if you want a whole $100,000. If I put $100,000 on the table, you take the whole $100,000. Put a one in the chat. If you'll take less, put a two. So this is how you have to look at your business. How much money, if you maximize everything, how much money can your trucking company make? How much? No, SoCal, I can do $200,000 with my own truck. Okay, $200,000. The question for you folks is, how much of it do you want to keep? You go to these companies, they want to nickel and dime you. Seriously. All you guys make good ass money. All you guys work hard as a motherfucker, bro. You guys work hard. Jaquan, you can say that, Jaquan, but do you realize that I have relationships with brokers? Do you know that Oscar that's here at my house, he's got a relationship with brokers? Do you know my dude Big Cat that I've been on the phone with ever since he got into that crazy lease and paid it off? He's got a relationship with brokers. So they want a relationship because when you have a relationship, right? When you have a relationship with a broker, they don't have to worry about you stealing the freight. They know how you run. They know when you're early. They know stuff. But you guys can come up with excuses all the fuck you guys want, and that's cool. I mean, it's up to you guys, right? It's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. You guys can sit back and say this, say that, and whatever you want to say, whatever. I can call a broker on the phone right now. I got his direct cell phone number. If it's the holidays, I can call him. I can call him late at night. I can always call him. You know? So, let's see. Where did I leave off at? Best decision I ever made is getting out of a lease. Excuse my language, but when they say asset seat logistics, it's true. I stayed out for 5 months straight when I had my SFI truck. There's no time for you to just chill. My truck payment was $1,300 a week. Damn, bro, $1,300 a week. So $1,300 a week. Oh man, my brain's slow this morning. So that's 3, 6, 12. What's that? 6,200 a month. So think about that. 6,200 a month times 12. That comes out of that money that's sitting on the table I talked about, right? The $100,000, the $200,000. Like the whole reality in business is try to keep as much as you possibly can. But I'll read this for you though, bro. And I appreciate you being here, Jaquan. Brokers don't need to build a relationship when the market is oversaturated with drivers, legal and illegal, and will move their freight for cheap. It's not 1950 anymore. It's not 1950 anymore. That's crazy. I don't know what it's like in 19. Maybe you know what it's like, Jaquan. I don't know what goes on in 1950. But yeah. That man PH said leasing turned his hair gray is true. I wouldn't know. That's you. That's not whatever. Let's stop. No, I'm not gonna let stop, Jaquan. Not at all. Because if I don't speak on it, then people don't know they can do it. You guys can do whatever you guys want to do. And I'm not even talking about me. I mean, Big Cat lives in Texas. I can only talk about people I talk to on the phone. Stuff like that. So he's all the way in Texas, and I know other people that have relationships. So I mean, you guys can say what you want to say, and it's all good. But no, I'm not gonna stop giving information out, letting you guys know the possibilities. It's always a possibility. Big Cat was the first YouTube truck I ever watched. I still remember he has the tricked out Swift truck. Yep, that's him. Yeah, but PH will drive into a Wyoming blizzard in January like a madman. It's not a madman. Hey, he's a hustler. 1950 probably paid the fuel was cheaper. Yeah. But anyway, so you know what GP, God damn, I can't talk. Chat GPT says. So it's right here. It's not what I say. It's what GPT says, right? So it's up to you guys how you guys want to do stuff. It's just some talking points. You guys can. Uh-oh. My truck title showed up in the mail. First paid off truck, SoCal. Congratulations. That's a big congratulations. Jaquan, let me ask you something, if you don't mind. Are you a company driver? Are you a lease driver? Are you a cash truck driver? What's your situation, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. And do me a favor, since you know about 1950s, tell us more about the 1950s, because I don't know about 1950s. So tell us more about how was it in 1950? What else went on in trucking? We don't, because I'm second generation, but even I don't know what happened in 1950s. But Jaquan's got a lot of experience in 1950 trucking. Like he says, it's not 1950 anymore. So Jaquan, do me a favor. Tell us how it was in a nice paragraph. How was it in 1950? Like the trucks you drove, how you guys ended up getting freight. In 1950, was there any brokers? Did you have to go direct? So if you can, Judge Jaquan, tell us about how 1950, how everything was, man. Help us out, because I don't know how 1950s was. So we're gonna wait for Jaquan to tell us how 1950s was. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I can just imagine from 2025 to 1950. Man, that's what 85 years ago. Man, I bet trucking has changed a lot since then, huh, Jaquan? But we'll stand here, guys. Hit the like button, show attendance. We're gonna wait for Jaquan to give us the paragraph. Let us know what kind of trucks are out there in 1950. How they grabbed freight in 1950, because like you said, man, and you're right, 100%. It ain't 1950 anymore. But was there brokers in 1950? Let's Google it, because I'm not sure. Because I asked you to answer me, but you haven't typed nothing yet. But give me a second. Was there brokers in trucking in 1950? Wow. Yes, freight broker in trucking 1950. But their role in the industry were heavily regulated by the ICC, making it a challenge. So yeah, they had brokers back in 1950. Man, now they're talking about the 1970s and early 80s opened the door to modern brokerage expansion. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, so there's still brokers in 1950. It says Jaquan. Are you still there, Jaquan? Or hello, Jaquan? Where's Jaquan at, guys? Anyway. Oh man. Jaquan's still trying to type it for us. But he'll get it, man. Jaquan's good people. He'll get it though. But yeah, man. Here's the thing, right? Brokers can't speak for us and we can't speak for the brokers. If you guys want to just go lease a truck, go lease a truck. If you guys want to go buy your own truck, run 100% on the load board, not try to build any relationships with nobody, that's fine too. I am not on here to tell you guys how to run your trucking business. I'm on here to show you guys some information and share it with you guys. See, it's one thing when I tell you guys, hey man, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, or whatever, or be careful this, be careful that, or this, whatever, right? But when you can Google it and it tells you the same thing that the same thing, maybe you should think about it a little bit. So, okay, what's a glider truck? So used to, if you wanted a brand new truck, but you didn't like, let's say Peterbilt, all they had was the Packard engine, but you don't want a Packard, right? Used to, and a lot of companies did it too. They'd go to Peterbilt and they'd order the glider kit. The glider came with, I think that they might have had different levels, but the ones I've seen firsthand, they didn't have no transmissions and they didn't have no engine. So it was like a rolling chassis. Everything was complete but the engine and transmission. And so they'd order them like that. They'd get them cheaper. This one tanker company ordered when they were going to stop making gliders. This tanker company, they have blue trucks. They ordered like I don't know 20 of them, and they sent it to my mechanic. And yeah, so they didn't care when they got completed or whatever. They just knew they had them, and yeah, they sat there until they got done. So a glider is a truck that you buy that didn't have an engine, didn't have a transmission, and you can put whatever you want in the truck. So if a Peterbilt today only has Cummins and Packard, and let's say they were still making gliders, you can buy that brand new truck glider and put a 12.7 Detroit in it. You can put whatever you're gonna put in, you can put in it, and that's a big deal to a lot of people. So if you look at some of these new trucks on truck paper and all that, and they say, "Hey, it's a 2023 what Peterbilt, it's a glider with the 12.7 Detroit," you know what happens with that. What up, Joey? So I guess old Jaquan's not going to answer us anymore about 1950. That sucks, Jaquan. I was really hoping you're going to talk more about the 1950s, but I guess he's done talking. I guess about the 1950s. I didn't know Jaquan was around in 1950. There he is. Where there's more truckers on the road then or now, as well for the foreigners operating trucks as well. I get all that, Jaquan, but I was asking you, man, can you educate us on the 1950s? I was asking, is that possible? We all know that the market's saturated. We know all that stuff. What's the best plan for someone trying to start a truck company that don't have the money to buy a cash truck? I would tell you don't start a trucking company because if you don't have the cash flow for the company, then look, guys, listen, check this out. You can Google this yourself if you want. When you start a business, you guys know this already. When you start a business, right, the cards are stacked against you for 5 years. For 5 years, everybody's betting against you. You know what I mean? So the whole thing is this, right? The whole thing is this. You want to try to alleviate as much risk as you possibly can. I want all you guys to be successful. I don't like getting on here and I'm not gonna get on here and joke on somebody if they're not being successful. I don't see that being funny, right? I don't see that being funny at all. The good brother's in the building. What good brother? How you doing, good brother? So if it's me, and like I've always told you guys, start a business plan first, right? Start a business plan. After you do the business plan, write up a budget, right? You remember I told you about the $100,000 on the table? When you do the budget of what you want to do, right? You have a guesstimated of what you can make. You write that down. You guys know how to do a budget, right? You write it down. You write down the money you can make. You write down the bills that you got to pay. And then you look at everything. That will tell you what kind of truck you can buy. 9 times out of 10, guys, straight up, 9 times out of 10, if you guys do a budget, it will not tell you to go buy a brand new truck. Now, can you buy a brand new truck and make it? Yeah, you can. You can. You got to do without. You're not going to be home every weekend, stuff like that. Can you make with a new truck? I mean, it's whatever you want to accomplish. You guys can accomplish whatever the hell you guys want. You know what I mean? If you guys choose to buy a brand new truck and make it, so I was in your heart. But I'll tell you one thing. I watched a video. Fuck, what channel popped up on that shit? Where did I see that shit at? This guy leased a truck, and so some guys already paid the trucks off. They didn't get the title yet. I don't know if you guys seen this video. I forgot whose channel it was. But the guys leased purchase, excuse me. I know that's a big deal for you guys. And a lot of guys paid the trucks off, but they didn't receive the title. And then the guy that was doing the video was like 6 months or a year of paying his truck off, right? And what the company did was, with all the people that they paid off the trucks that never got the title, they never got the title because they borrowed against the trucks. They were going broke. They borrowed against the trucks. And so the people paid the trucks off, but they didn't get the titles. And the company, since it's their truck, not yours yet, even though you paid it off, it's not yours until you get the title, which I try to explain to you guys, right? So the company borrowed against these people's trucks that they paid off already. And then they went out of business. And then people lost the trucks. I don't want that to happen to you guys. I don't trust these companies, man. I'm just telling you guys. I don't trust these companies enough to get into a 3-year or 5-year lease with these companies. I don't trust them. It'll suck, man. Let me see if I can find this shit. It'll suck, man, if you guys are towards the end of this shit and the company did some bullshit stuff like that. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let me see here. I think it was on YouTube. I saw it. Could have been Instagram. I'm looking it up right now, guys. I guess it wasn't on YouTube then. Let's see. And when I put all that shit in, there's a lot of car dealerships that doing people bad. Yeah, I can't find it, so fuck it. If I find it in a later time, I'll see. Doesn't cargo theft and wire fraud and tax evasion go together? That cargo theft is going to put more lease drivers in the spotlight. We can see. I'm not Josh, so Cal, let's play nice. I never accused you of being Josh, and I'm not sure what that means. And I'm not on here to play, and I try to stay as nice as I can. But as a man, you spoke on 1950, so I thought you knew about 1950s. Now, if you don't, then I'm gonna leave it alone. But when you spoke on 1950, I thought you knew. So that's all that was. What up, right, the good brother? What's up, man? We're glad you're here, man. Because every time you're here, you might learn something. Can't shortcut your way to success in this industry. I mean, people try. People try. My budget didn't, but got a truck. I can make it work in my area once I'm ready to run. Yeah, but FJ, I mean, you're one of my mentees, man. So, I mean, you got me on your phone to help you through the process. It's going to help you out a lot, man. So, takes a lot of money to start any business, but financing, yeah. Truck for 1,200 a month. Companies are literally giving away brand new trucks with no money down. What can possibly go wrong? A lot can go wrong. Look, good brother. I'm gonna be straight up with you, right? As I always am. I'm happy that you're happy. Okay, I really am. I'm happy that you're happy, regardless of the situation. If I agree or disagree, if you like it, I love it. You understand that, right, good brother? I'm not betting for you to fail. I want you to win. What I don't want to see, good brother, is you get your $1,000 a week, which is way underpaid compared to everybody else, right? But you struggle with $1,000 a week, living in the truck, whatever you're doing, and towards the end of the lease, they screw you over, and then you get mad at trucking, and you get out of trucking. I just don't want to see that. That's all. But if you like it, I love it, bro. But a lot of these guys watching me, a lot of these people in the industry, they're not going to live on a truck for $1,000 a week. Now, I know that one week you made 1,500. That's what's up. If I was you, I'd figure out what you did that made that 1,500 and try to keep duplicating that. But not too many people, and this ain't knocking you down. This is not knocking you down, brother, because it's good for you, right? Everybody's situation is good for them, right? And so this is why I don't get on here and talk about me, what I own, what I got, how much money I make, because none of that shit matters. What matters is what you guys are doing. Are you guys happy with what you're doing? And how can we help get some of the risk off your lap so you guys can be successful in what you're doing? I come on here and give you guys some talking points so you guys can do some research, your own research, and look at things and think about things. Sometimes you guys don't know. You might do some research. You might change your mind about a lot of things. But one thing we can all agree on is time is priceless. You could be a multi-billionaire. You can't buy back being 20 years old again. You can't buy back time. And one thing about trucking is it will eat your time up. And the good thing about it is just play your cards right. Now, good brother, as long as everything goes the way it's going and you stay happy doing what you're doing and you get to the end of the road and that company honors it and mails you the title, and then you're going to be right there with Big Cat, Marco from Prime, and a lot of others. But I'm telling you guys right now, there's a lot of shady shit going on in trucking because a lot of people are not making the money. I wish I would have screen recorded or whatever that video that I watched when those companies. Wait, you know what? I think I know where maybe. Hang on, I think I might have know where I saw it. I think I might know where I saw it. Hang on. Me and him are good, man. We got each other's phone numbers, so he probably won't care if I play a little bit of his video. But fuck, he does so many of these motherfuckers, man. Let's see, 14 hours ago. There you go. Let me look. Is it this one? Don't take me a second, guys. Hang on. Let's see. That's not the video. I'll have to go through it, guys, and find it. Which one it was. Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking, but shit, I still can't find. I have to do some research, but I just don't want to get to the point, good brother, where your truck's paid off and the company's gone broke, and they borrow against your truck when you're supposed to be getting the title, and then they screw you over. That's all. If you trust them, that's all that's important, man. Minstar and Transport Design. What is that? They lost their trucks. Oh, they did. I can't. Where, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I saw that shit though. Let me see. Let me type in something else, see if I can find it on a search. Here it is, I think. Yep, I found it. All right, so it was on his channel. So I'm gonna play this for you guys. I want you to pay attention, okay?
True North took out loans on our equipment and then filed for bankruptcy. Wow. Mr. We are all lease and owner operators. Some have paid their equipment off, but no titles, and myself only having a year left, and now no truck, no job, and money invested into nothing. And so it's super sad that that happened. You know, so pretty much, yeah, they took out equity on the equipment and then left them high and dry, is what this driver is stating here. You know, can you imagine almost paying off your truck, and then they go belly up? And so what happens at this point, right? And so just like what we talk about private equity firms, they always like to take out the equity first and then go from there, right? From the building to the trucks to the equipment, you name it. So this is what this driver is confirming here. Please comment down below if you are hearing the same thing.
So there it is. So this guy says I had one more year to go to pay off my truck. So yeah, it's Minstar. Yeah. And that's what I don't want to happen to you, good brother. That's what I don't want to happen to you. Let me look at something else real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna play this for you real quick.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Base 44.
More closures in our industry. Wow, it just doesn't stop. Over the weekend, 2 Minnesota-based trucking companies shut down overnight, putting about 200 drivers out of work. The closure came from Minstar Transport and Transport Design Inc., each operating fleets of around 100 power units. This is the latest blow in what many call the Great Freight Recession, now nearing its fourth year since the beginning of March 2022. Drivers and employees learned through company communication that both carriers were ceasing operations immediately. Reports spread quickly across trucking communities on social media platforms. So who owned these carriers? Well, both Ministar Transport and Transport Design Inc. were part of True North Equity Partners, a Minneapolis-based private equity firm focuses on lower middle market investments. True North acquired Transport Design in March 2020. They expanded further in October 2022 by purchasing Ministar Transport, along with its affiliate entities, Ministar Logistics, Transport 21, North Star Transport. Transport Design specializes in refrigerated and dry van services, supporting food and consumer goods shippers across the Midwest. Minstar focused on temperature-controlled logistics, servicing regional and national distribution networks. At the time of the Ministar acquisition, already 8 months into the freight downturn, True North's trucking portfolio was expected to generate $220 million in annual revenue, according to the Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Journal. In September of 2025, one of the key entities in True North's structure, True North Transportation Holding Company, was named in a lawsuit filed by American National Bank in Scott County District Court. The suit alleges breach of loan agreement and seeks repayment of outstanding debts. Details are limited because the case is still in early stages.
Here it is. So I just don't want that shit to happen to you guys. That's it. Where was I at on this? I don't like leasing because it usually takes the lease away from building up the business credit for some reason. What up, Alex? Yo, good morning, SoCal and everyone. Cash truck drivers don't pay for emission systems. That's Mr. Charlie's job. Cash truck drivers don't pay for emission systems? I don't know what that means. Like, I pay for emission systems, so. What up, Trucker Mark? What's up, SoCal? Good brother in chat. These drivers running 5,200 miles a week. Yeah, that is crazy as hell, man. That is crazy as hell. Jay Kenny, do you have your own truck? The whole thing, good brothers, you always ask people if they have their own truck, but you don't have your own truck. I know they brainwash you thinking it's your truck, bro. Trying to tell you, man, until that title's in your hand, you have zero control on that truck, bro. I'm not throwing shade at you, bro. I'm just being straight up with you as I always am. We hope you're winning where you're at, good brother. These drivers missing Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's crazy. Are you a SAP driver, SoCal? No, I ain't no goddamn SAP driver. What the fuck I look like? Are you a SAP driver, good brother? Just remember and respect everyone has their path. Just gotta follow through whatever you do. Yep, that's where it's at. Stuck in the I-65 slow down, black ice crashes. Damn. When these drivers are running 5,200 miles a week, how do they miss Thanksgiving and Christmas? That's crazy, bro. Cab drivers put themselves in a bad position from poor life choices, but there are companies that will work with them. I don't know. I heard there's less and less and less. And let me tell you guys something, right? Not all SAP drivers put themselves in that situation. There's one person. Let's say, he's at a carrier called Trucking Company A, right? He was there for a while. He leaves there. He quits there. He goes to a whole nother company. He's with this new company for like 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, right? The old company gets a thing on him, a random for a drug test, right? But he's not at that old company no more. That old company drops the ball. Drops the ball. They don't tell them that, hey man, he don't work here no more. They don't tell him nothing. So next thing you know, while he's running, making good money at the new company, he finds out that he's got a failed drug test on his record. Because why? He was not at the old company. He knew nothing about it. He didn't go take a piss test or nothing. So to get his license back, he had to go to the SAT program. He tried to fight it. He called up the company. They said, we're sorry. All the bullshit. But no matter what, you couldn't reverse it and you couldn't fight it. So he had to go do the damn SAT program, get his L's back. Is that his fault? No, not his fault at all. He don't do drugs, never did drugs. But it's on his driving record now. See what I'm saying, guys? Like some of this shit is just bullshit. Almost went to them some years back. A driver there at Midstar said, don't do it. Super trucker, what up? What up? True point. I correct that statement. What up, Grim True? Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, man. So that's what happened, man. Fucking those guys were almost paid off. Some had paid off with no titles. And that company turned around and brawled against their trucks. Now, here's the thing, right? What leg do you have to stand on? You're gonna run over there. Let's say you leased a truck, right? And you got 2 months left on the lease. Let's say you got the money in the bank. And let's say they go out of business. Here's my question, guys. This goes for you, good brother. Since you say it's your truck, who holds the loan? Who's the lien holder? You guys have any lien holder information? If somebody goes out of business and you got 2 months left, let's say your payments are $1,000 a month. I know it's low. I'm gonna just do low numbers. And you got the $2,000 in the bank to pay the truck off, and they go out of business. And they go out of business. Do you know who to give that $2,000 to? Number one. The second thing to think about is this: will they accept your $2,000? See, when I bought that 2022 Evolution, you guys saw, right? The 2022 under factory warranty from Marco. It was at Prime. Prime did everything they could in their power to get it where I couldn't cash the truck out. It took a month. They give out one number. Now I'm ready to wire the money and all that stuff. Then the numbers changed because we charge on a daily rate. Well, give me a number where I can send it. It's like a month. Maybe it might have even been 2 months. Could have been 2 months. Trying to pay the goddamn truck off. I had the truck. Marco told his driver to bring it to California. I had possession of the truck. I just want to just pay this motherfucker off, right? And Prime did everything in their power, man. Dead serious. This is my story. You guys can say what the fuck you want. This is my story and Marco's story. They did everything they could for me not to pay the truck off. He only owed, I don't remember, 15 grand or whatever. He owed very little on that truck. Very little. You don't think Prime wanted to put that truck over there on their lot? What's that lot called? You don't think they want Pedigree? You don't think they want to put that truck on Pedigree and sell it for 90 grand or whatever it was? Has air ride front suspension, has all kinds of upgraded stuff on there. Heated, cooled leather seats. Had everything you can think of because he ordered it through Prime. You know, but they did everything. He only owed 15 grand on it or whatever the number was. I don't remember. So it was something cheap like that. 12 grand, 15 grand, some bullshit. But the reality is, man, is like trying to pay the shit off. They didn't want me to pay it off. You got to think about that shit. And this is Prime we're talking about. If you guys go buy your own truck, nobody can take it from you. If you buy your own truck, nobody can tell you what tires to put on it. I mean, don't you guys see time and time again what goes on? I mean, look at what's his name from Hirschbach? Shit, what the dude's name? Don't say Coach. I'm not talking about Coach. The other dude that's on my channel. He has a blowout, paying 10 cents of his own money, right? Of his money earned, they take 10 cents a mile of his money earned. It's his money for maintenance and shit. He goes to the place and they want to put some bullshit ass tire on the truck. They approve his 10, no, not Wildbeard. He quit Hirschbach already. Hell. Yeah, Trip. Yeah, it was Trip Billion or whatever. But think about it. They collected your money. You go to the shop. Now they make the decision on your money. Tell me anywhere how that makes sense. They take your hard working money out of your check, if you like it or not, 10 cents a mile. And suppose you're supposed to be buying this truck. You show up to the shop. You want to put a brand new Firestone. They said, nah, Hirschbach don't approve that. You got to put this piece of shit one on. Think about that. It's your money. And as your lease driver say, it's your truck. But they make the decisions. They approve everything. I don't believe in that. If they're taking your 10 cents a mile, you should do whatever you want with that 10 cents a mile money. Oh, I got 10 grand saved up. Oh, okay. Call up Hirschbach. Hey, I'm going to pull 5,000 of that. I'm going to go on vacation. You know, like you should have control of that. And that's where these companies, they get sued because they want you guys thinking you're owner operators. They want you guys thinking you're making all these decisions. But when brass tacks get down to business, they're controlling you 100% on everything. What up? What up? So, I mean, just think about that shit, man. Well, you guys are good with that stuff. All I'm trying to tell you guys, and all Chat GPT and all Google is saying on top of that is just be careful. It's better to be careful in the war zone to make sure you don't get hit than to go in blindfolded, if that makes sense. Good brother, I'm not hating on you, man. I'm truly, honestly voting for you to be successful. I'm excited and can't wait to hear your success story. Because one thing I like to hear is all your guys' success stories. All you guys. If you completed a lease, if you paid cash for a truck, if you bought a truck and got the title, you don't have to have a carrier and have means in the bank. Because the reality is, man, is just achieving goals is a big deal. But a lot of people don't understand how to do any kind of goal settings. You know, they just wake up, they want to do something, and they just try to get it done the best they can. In this trucking shit, I don't look at things that somebody's better than somebody else. What up, hound dog? I don't look at that shit. I don't look at somebody's better than somebody else. I look at every individual as everybody's on their own journey. And when you're on your own journey, there ain't nobody better than the next one. It don't matter if you bought a truck, leased a truck, cashed out a truck, company driver. You're on your own journey and your own race. And when you're on your own journey and your own race, there's nobody in front of you. There's nobody behind you. It's just you. The whole thing about it is you guys got to have the heart and the mindset to finish the race. Finish the race. Get your money, guys. That's all, you just get your money any way you can. 2026 is coming. You guys can sit back and say, SoCal, you hate lease drivers. SoCal, you hate this, whatever. I can turn this YouTube off and just walk away and never come back to it. It's not going to phase me in my personal life. It's not going to phase me in nothing that I do. It ain't going to change my decision making. It ain't going to do shit. I get on here. I try to help. That's it. You don't have to take the help. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to hit the like button. You don't have to do nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not a hater, people. I'm a congratulator. There is a big difference. In other words, if you say, hey, SoCal, I just got the title. I paid off my lease truck. I got the title. I'm going to congratulate you. That's a big deal. I'm going to congratulate you the same way as a guy that cashed one out. Because if you follow through at the end of it, at the end of the road, it has the same reward. You hold a title. The only difference is when you cash a truck out, you get it then and there. You don't have to trust nobody but yourself. In this lease shit, you have to trust that company. And for me, think about this. Being a partnership with somebody and you don't know who the lien holder is. If they go out of business and your truck is 2 months of getting paid off and you got the money, do yourself justice and make sure that they'll accept your payment and make sure that you know where the payment goes. There's a whole lot of companies that are hurting and they're not going to tell you. And trust and believe, these companies that go out of business, they're going to nickel and dime that company. They're going to wring out all the money they can out of that company before they close the doors on it. If they got 100 guys a month away from paying the trucks off, 9 times out of 10, they got the titles already. 9 times out of 10, they're going to brawl against the trucks. We don't know how long that company brawled against the trucks and all that kind of stuff. Story time. You guys want to hear a crazy story? A story that'll blow your brains out the water. If you want to hear a story, you want to hear a story time, I'll tell you a story time. This is real shit that I will tell you. You want to hear a story time, put a 1 in the chat. This story is gonna blow your brain, man. This story is crazy, bro. Three people hit the like. 3 people put 1s in the chat. That's crazy. This is gonna be a crazy story I was gonna tell, but apparently you guys want to hear a story time, so I'll keep talking about some other stuff. But yeah, man. So that's the whole thing, man. Is you know just think about that, man, because this is your money. If you're paying $4,000 a week on a truck, that's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. All right, we're getting some ones in. Appreciate that, Alfonso, FJ, Hound Dog, Matthew, Wicked. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. This is a true story. True story. So this this guy that I knew, he was much older than me, and his mom and dad wanted a house. So this guy knew's brother bought the house for his mom and dad. He said, and this is a true story. He said, Mom and Dad, I'm gonna use my credit. I'll buy the house, but it's your house. You make the payments, you take care of it. Mom and Dad, I want to do this for you. It's your house. Mom and Dad said, okay. It was on a 30-year loan. You know, about probably 20 years into the loan, the dad passes away. Right? The dad passes away. Mom's still doing good, walking around doing her thing. The guy that I knew, he moved into mom's house. So he's there. And think about it. So in California, in 20 years, there's a whole lot of equity in the house, right? It ain't like other states, right? I want to say there was like $250,000 equity in the house. 250,000 equity in the house. So, so her house was almost paid off. She had 10 years left, right? Or 7 years, whatever it was. It was almost paid off. Guys, this is a true fucking story, bro. This shit blew my mind. So, um, so one day, the son, the one with the house, his name was in the house, right? He wants to start an RV business. So this guy borrows against that house. He borrowed against the mom and dad's house. Now, the mom and dad, even though the dad's gone, they thought it was their house, right? They made all the payments on it since it's brand spanking new, right? They've been in it since it's new. It was their house. They lived in it over 20 years. They almost have this loan paid off. The son borrows $250,000 against that house. Doesn't tell nobody. Gets the other money together that he has and everything else. He starts the RV business. Well, you guys know how the RV business is doing right now, right? But when he brought, this is some years ago, guys. This didn't just happen today. This is some years ago. The guy that I'm talking to you about, the buddy that I knew, RIP, he's not even around no more. He's been gone for like 5 years. But so anyway, the son brought that house to the hilt. Now the mom's still making the same payment to her son for the mortgage she thinks she's paying, right? The son, because she wasn't paying directly to the mortgage company, she was paying the son the payment, and the son was making the mortgage. So the son, on turn, was making the new mortgage payment, right? Or however he did it, second on the house, however he did it. Well, next thing you know, the RV store is not doing good and it's going to go out of business, right? So the RV store goes out of business. So he goes up to his mom. He says, "Hey, Mom, I can't afford the mortgage on the house no more." She goes, "What do you mean? I'm paying you on the mortgage." "Yeah, but I borrowed against it." The guy that I knew that's living there now, he's got to figure something out, right? Well, it just so happened I knew somebody that was moving. A lot of people talk, a lot of whatever. Somebody had a mobile home for sale. It really wasn't up for sale. They just had it. They're going to move away, whatever. And I found out about it. And this is crazy. Check this out, people. I negotiated it was a single wide mobile home. I negotiated for $1,000. So I was going to fix it up and sell it, right? So at the time, those mobile homes are going for, I don't know, like 70 grand or something. So the guy living in the house finds out. He says, "Hey man, it's me and my son. I really need a place to live, blah, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever." I said, "Look, man," I said, "you can go get it. I don't need it. I was gonna just make money on it." I said, "Go ahead and go give him the $1,000, take it over, and it'll be your place. So your son has a place." I said, "But don't cluck it off, because that's money out of my family's pocket." He said, "No problem." This is story time. It's a hell of a story, right? So the mom in the house loses that house after all that time paying on it, all that equity that's supposed to have been hers, the son spent. Then that son says, the one that borrowed against the house says, "Mom, you can live with me. I'm only going to charge you $800 a month rent." Remember, it's his fault that she's on this crash out. So she moves into the son's house that made her lose her house and paying him $800 rent. How crazy is that shit? How crazy is that? If that's crazy, put a one in the chat. She thought it was her house. She made all the payments almost all the way to the end. But the reality is she was in control of the payment. She was in control of who was on that loan. And he fucked her over. He fucked her over. But moms are so nice, they don't look at their sons like that. They don't look at their sons like that. Me, I could never talk to that dude ever again. That guy disgusts me, man. You made your mom homeless. She lived in there for 20 something years. She knew the neighbors her whole life. She's retired. Her whole life was that neighborhood and the neighbors and everything else. And you made her homeless. And then on top of that, you're charging her rent to stay at your house. Now, if I was to tell you this, hey guys, do you ever think a son will fuck over their mom? You'd be like, hell no, SoCal. Hell no, SoCal. But there's a no joke true story right there. And what happened to the buddy that I helped out with that mobile home? He was greedy about money. He put that thing on Craigslist for $25,000 and sold it within a week. And moved to Texas. And I was mad at his ass. I said, man, what the fuck, bro? I said, that makes no sense to me. It's my money. It's not your money. That's what he told me. It's my money. It's not your money. And he sold that thing off. Today, when the people that bought it, they're construction workers. They built onto that thing, man. It's like a big ass huge house now. It looks really, really nice. The house is probably worth about $225 right now. But the apple don't fall far from the tree. Fall from the tree too far, right? So he clucked off the fucking his house, and the mom got screwed. All the brothers and sisters, they all do the same dumbass bullshit. So then what mom did, she had to save up her retirement checks. And then she went and bought a house in her name, paying a whole lot more on the mortgage than what she should have. Rest in peace. She's not around no more. She passed away at 83 years old. But at 83 years old, her goal was to pay that house off, and she never saw a paid off house. She never saw it. She passed away owing on a house. Her and her husband, their whole goal was pay the house off. This is same kind of situations, man, with these lease companies. They're not going to try to screw you over on purpose. But if they can't make it, they're not going to be able to make it. I just don't want you guys getting screwed. Again, you guys like it, I love it. Make your money. I don't give a fuck. As long as you're making money, get it. All I'm going to say is protect yourself. See if they'll tell you who the lien holder is. Pay attention to see how the business is doing. If you see the fuel cards getting turned off and coming back on and getting turned off, turning back on, that's a first sign this company's having problems. Good brother, just protect yourself, bro. That's all. You got what, 3 years left? 3 years is a long time in the trucking industry, believe it or not. I believe in your heart, you have the motivation to pay that truck off and follow it all the way to the end. I believe that. What I worry about is the company going to ride along with you on it? That's all. That's all, man. But yeah, I couldn't believe that shit, man. That poor lady thought, her whole life was trying to pay that house off, 30-year loan. Right at the end of it, that shit was taken. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. I'm out here, guys. I gotta go see my mom and see what's going on with her. So, but it's been a minute. I want to get on here. I want to talk to you guys. My goal for 2025 in December is to put out as much information I can for you guys to take what you want out of it, protect yourself the best way you guys can, and roll around in 2026. That's it. I'm not here hating on nobody. I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator. There's a big difference. Big difference. You guys need to know the difference when you talk to people. So I gotta go run to the hospital, man. So hit the like button, show attendance. I appreciate all you guys. And here's the good brother. I feel like you are. All right, good brother. I was about to leave, but I'm gonna do a vote real quick. I need everybody. We got 42 people in here, whatever. Look, I want everybody's help on this. The good brother thinks that I'm hating on him. So even everything that I've said to the good brother, he thinks that I'm hating on him. So here's what I want you guys to do if you guys don't mind. If you guys feel that I'm hating on the good brother, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys feel that I'm not hating on a good brother, put a 2 in the chat. Let me see the way I'm speaking. Let me see what you guys feel. Do you guys feel like the good brother? That I'm hating on the good brother? If you guys feel that I'm hating on the good brother, put a 1 in the chat. If you think I am not hating on the good brother, put a 2 in the chat. Good brother, pay attention to the chat and see where the results lie, okay? Can you do that, good brother? Because sometimes you can't get out of your own mindset in your own way. There you are, good brother. These guys putting the 2s, they don't know me from the hole in the wall. They ain't gonna lie for me. So there we go. But Willie says we already know you're putting us on game. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys, putting in whatever it is, a 1 or 2. I appreciate you guys on that, man. I gotta get out of here, man. You guys know what I gotta do. Good brother, be safe out there. And good brother, all I want to say, bro, is just protect yourself. That's it. Protect yourself, protect your money, protect your investment. And all you lease drivers out there, protect your investment. Protect your investment, because these lease companies are now, from what our mother trucker knew, shout out to Alex, sharing that story. These companies that have these lease trucks where you guys are almost paid off, it seems like they're borrowing against the trucks that you guys supposedly are making payments that you guys supposedly own. They are borrowing against your dreams and going to take them away. Just be careful of that. I'm out here, guys. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow there will be a live stream at the same time. This live stream tomorrow is going to be kind of crazy. Make sure you guys are there, guys. And hit the like button on the way out. See you guys later.